Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Kingdom Conversation. Listen, if you're in the room, listen, this show is so important and so vital. I need everybody in the room to share this video. And I really pray that everybody had a tremendous weekend. Um, there's a couple of things that we're going to be talking about today. I did a video earlier, and I know that a lot of you guys been inboxing me about it. When it comes to being a leader, do you want to make an impact or an impression? I'm gonna dig into that with my guests. But today, we are blessed to have, in my opinion, everybody may not feel the same way, and everybody got their own opinion. But in my book, this guy that I'm about to bring to the stage is a living legend in Brooklyn, New York, from Brooklyn, New York. He had such a powerful movement back in the 80s and the 90s. It's unreal. And you had to be there to really understand the significance of what this young man did. But everybody's been asking, where is Danny Eason? Everybody's been looking for him. Everybody's been wondering what's up with the music. Well, we're going to get to all that today. So at this time, Star Shell is here. Abundant Life is in the building. Danny Eason in the house. Oh, my God. Danger. And we used to do that, y'all. I'm going to bring him to the stage. My friend and my brother. He's here, y'all. The legend himself. Danny Eason. What's up, Eason?
Yo, what's happening, man?
Doc, I put out the flyer and the people didn't believe me. They said, you can't find Danny. Nobody know where Danny is. I said, if I send out the smoke signal, my brother's gonna answer. And I said, yo, Danny, we want to do this for you, man. And so what's going on, dog?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just living in peace, man. I'm just living a peaceful life, man. Taking care of my family and everything, and that's it, man. Enjoying life, man.
Dude,
Enjoying life.
this is so surreal for so many of us because let's get right to it, man.
Yeah.
Brooklyn youth. I remember the first time I think y'all was rehearsing at Bishop Udell Mother Church.
Yeah.
Or it was some church in Brownsville. When I walked in that church, it had to be like 2,900 of y'all. I said, where all these kids come from? Yo, how did you even get the vision? How did it start, man? And how did it grow to that number?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but I started directing the choir at 5 at Brownsville Community Baptist Church, man. And the children's choir, we won the 1991 McDonald's Gospel Fest. People were coming all over the place to see the children's choir from Brownsville. One day I was home and my mother said, man, do you know how much of an impact you got right now? And I'm like, no. And she's like, I think you should start a choir. So I was like, man, I don't know, because I was thinking about the responsibility and stuff that that comes along with it.
Right.
And I thought about it, and I prayed about it. I was about 18. I was 18, and I told my mother, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And it was so crazy because one night I was walking from Brownsville with Rosalind Frazier.
Wow.
Her name is Rosalind Holmes now. She has a beautiful family.
Yeah.
We were walking, and I told her, I said, you know what? It's been on my heart. I'm gonna start a choir. And she was like, man, that'd be real good. He said, you serious? I said, yeah. And I told her, and I started the first rehearsal July the 7th, 1992. And when I got there, it was 7 people there. Rosalind brought Tyran, and Tyron, and then and then it was four other people that went to the church that we was rehearsing at that was on the choir. So
Wow.
it was four. It was about it was seven. So we started with seven, and I kid you not, and I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this up. In the next few months, so with the seven, we started singing at the church that we was rehearsing at,
Right.
and after a few months, the choir grew to at least 100 people.
That's crazy.
Within that first 6 months to a year, we was already at 100.
That's crazy.
And I mean, it was unbelievable.
Now I'm gonna bring something up to you, because
Yeah.
you were directing the children's choir at Brownsville.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? I'm trying to figure out if it was y'all or institutional. Did the children's choir ever perform at Carnegie Hall?
We did Carnegie Hall.
And y'all beat us, because I remember y'all had on white tuxedo shirts with pink cummerbunds, and you came up there directing. I think I played for institutional that day, and I mean y'all wiped the floor, because y'all never seen, some of y'all never seen Danny direct back in the day, but back then when Danny was much smaller and much more flexible, he had the choir doing routine. He's like, coming
Oh
down,
my gosh.
and I'm standing on the stage like, would you look at these little y'all killed us that night, man. But that's the first time that I saw you in
Mm-hmm.
action. And I said, yo, this guy got something special, man.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it morph from Brooklyn Youth to Abundant Life?
Okay, so we stayed Brooklyn Youth for maybe maybe a year or two. And I the Lord spoke to me and said, you're limiting yourself with that name, because what I want to do for you, it goes far beyond Brooklyn.
Wow.
And I was getting phone calls from different cities, different states. People was calling me. Keep in mind, man, I'm only 19, 20. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Right.
And they was calling me and saying, is your choir only for people in Brooklyn? We would love to come and be a part. And I was getting calls from Jersey, Philly, all these different places. And I went to the choir. Well, I consulted God first about that name change. I didn't know what to do from there, and then I came to rehearsal one Thursday, and I told them we was going to change the name from Brooklyn Youth to Abundant Life. And and the reason why we had that name Abundant Life, it was not just for a name. It was going to be our life. It was that was going to be our lifestyle. We was going to live in abundance.
Wow.
As we are doing right now.
Yeah. That's so crazy. And people don't know, but when you, let me see if I remember, man, because I didn't start playing for you until this was so crazy, because Jeff Les was playing, and like everybody wanted to play for you. Everybody wanted to play for you.
Yeah.
And Thursday night was a movie. Let me tell you, everybody knew, because I'm friends with Dave, Kate, and all of us. Every week we used to go to Graham Avenue.
Oh my gosh.
To get a new outfit.
Yes,
to
sir.
go to Abundant Life rehearsal. It was a movie. We never wore the same clothes.
No, sir.
We had to go get a fresh haircut.
Yes, sir.
All the equipment, Dave didn't have no keyboard case. He was putting his keyboard and wrapping it in a blanket and throwing it in black pearl cabs.
Yes, sir.
In the trunk. We had the big PV amp, and he tried to make me his roadie, but I had to plead the blood against him. I said, now hold it, Caton. I don't play no doggone keyboard. You carry this keyboard. I'm going down there to play the drums. And at Faith Assemblies on Gates Avenue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I
How do you
mean,
remember all this stuff, man?
because you know what, Danny? It goes back to the live I was talking about earlier. I think that what we have to start doing in our walk with God, in spite of our proclivities, in
Yeah.
spite of our mess ups, in spite of our, public embarrassments, because, everything that happened to us happened in the eyes of the public. So, I just made a decision that I'm not going to live my life to impress people anymore, but I
Correct.
want to live my life to impact. Because if I do what I do with impression as my focal point, psychology teaches you after 30 seconds, someone formulates an opinion of you and they're like, oh, you look good, you look nice, that's a dope outfit. But after that, that's it. But if you lead with your focal point being impacting, if I impact you, I will change the direction of your life. I will do something to you and for you that you will never forget. And that's what you did for us, D.
Oh, man.
How I'm able to remember all of this like it was yesterday, it was because the short time that I was with Abundant Life, you were the first guy that let me write a song for him. I think my first song me and my brother wrote was "Can't You See the Sun Going Down?"
Yes, sir.
And listen, it used. Let me tell you how it was. You have no idea, bro. When we would get together and teach a song to Abundant Life, it was a movie. It was a movie because you reminded me so much of Bishop Walker. You guys didn't play fluently and stuff like that. But once Danny Eason put that DE sauce on it and started flipping that song, yo, we used to be at engagements and Abundant Life had all these songs. And I'll be on the drums. In my mind, I was like, I hope he do my song. So he'll call me off and I can sing. And I can sing with Yo, it was just that crazy because Abundant Life, if you remember, nobody would ever let us go first.
Nobody. We never went first.
People knew once Abundant Life got up, it was a wrap.
Well, you know what? You was talking about our rehearsals being like a movie. I mean, our rehearsals, and some people may not believe this because it just sounds weird. It's just like, nah, that's impossible. I'm telling you, our rehearsals was as a full-blown concert.
Full
We
blown.
would do 13 to 14 songs in rehearsal, the band, full band, sopranos, altos, and tenors, and we had an audience of people that traveled from everywhere
just
on
to
a
come to
Thursday
rehearsal.
night just to come to rehearsal. And
And
we'll be in rehearsal, had Timberland boots on, Yankee fitted caps on, and you know what? The reason why God gave it to me this way was because it was never about any glitz or glamour with us.
Yeah.
It was all about coming together as young people to give glory to God.
Yeah.
I had no clue about being famous and all that kind of stuff. That was nowhere near my mindset. My mindset was because people don't know I'm a dude from the projects, man.
Yeah.
I came from the projects,
Yeah.
and you know, they used to say, "Can anything good come out of Brownsville?" That was one of the things they used to say. Can anything good come out of Brownsville? And I started as a young guy. I was a teenager, and I just kept saying yes, yes. And when I answered the call and I told God, yes, I would do what you have called me to do, I went for it. And I'm telling you, just those were I'm even the rehearsals where we didn't get to sing songs because we was on our knees praying.
Yeah.
We was on our knees crying out to God.
Well,
I'm talking about
we wasn't in there for that part.
no, the musicians. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this.
We wasn't in there for that part.
I'm glad you brought that part up. Lord have mercy. Ooh, it's something when you have to deal with people that's just around the same age.
Yeah.
So I was the leader, but we all was close friends.
Yeah.
So it's like the band. I mean, the choir's praying. How many times I came outside?
Get inside. Get inside.
The choir is praying, and I just look around. I don't see not one band member.
Not one.
Maybe Gary.
Gary probably the only one. Because
Maybe
back then,
Gary.
Gary was the only one really saved.
But I would come outside and be like, "Come on, y'all, come inside. Y'all gotta get in. Gotta get in this prayer, man." And
Listen.
we built Abundant Life, and this is our foundation was built on love. Love, 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 love. That's what the ministry was built on. And I mean, almost 30 years later, next year will be 30 years.
Wow.
And we still reach out to each other, show each other love.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's amazing, man, because
wow.
I think that was such, and even though I was like a fill-in, Jeff was always the main drummer, but when it came time for recording and all that, I never forget the first album that I played on, because a lot of people don't know your first recording wasn't at Deliverance.
No, Pilgrim
Renaissance. And
out.
Yo, I couldn't believe that you packed. Yo, when I walked in the Renaissance and saw all them people in there, I said, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
But you know, when I really remembered y'all was a problem, and this is what made me want to start playing for y'all. I don't know if you remember, but we brought y'all to Morehouse to open up for us.
Live in Atlanta.
Live in Atlanta. Y'all don't know. Danny Eason, Craig Wiggins, and you know back then
I love you, Craig.
David Caton, rest in peace to our brother Craig
rest
Wiggins.
In peace, man. I love you, man.
David Caton didn't let no bass player play. Nope. Him and Jules was the dynamic duo.
Synth bass, baby.
And when I tell you y'all went to work on us, that wasn't, I never told you this, Daddy, but that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice with y'all. We was like, who are these kids? Y'all killed Morehouse so bad, the people almost didn't want to hear Love Fellowship. I said, when y'all hit that, somebody prayed for me. I said, uh-oh. I'm looking at Jeff Davis, and I'm like, really? Uh-oh, we got a surprise guest. I'm not even going to tell you who.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Caton,
what's going
on, my brother?
Oh, my God, man. Why y'all doing this to me, man?
First of all, before we even get started, Danny, what is this on your head?
I have to put on my prayer shawl for this
one. Let me tell you something. The people told me you was a part of Al Qaeda. Now I believe it. This has got to stop. We're apostolic. Take that mess off.
I had to put my prayer shawl on for this one.
What's up, Caton?
I'm good, man. How are you
guys? Man. I love you, man.
Likewise,
what's up,
brother?
Oh, my gosh. It's so good to see you, man.
Yes, sir. I couldn't miss this one for nothing.
Oh, man. Jay Hen got me, man. He got me, man. Oh my! I was not expecting this at all, man. I thought I was just coming on to say hi to the people.
What's in that cup?
I'm teleporting.
No.
What happened? This ain't 1998.
You're not gonna get salads?
Don't ask, and we won't. But listen. I wanted to get on here to make sure that Pastor J, his facts was, he had actual facts.
Accurate facts, yeah. He's doing good so far.
Let me tell you something. I remember, and Daddy, we got to get this straight. Because David will never admit that I am the instrument that God used to get him out of Brooklyn. Because you remember, Danny, am I lying? Remember David used to have them braids in his hair? With different color rubber bands.
He did.
Looking like a thug. You get in the elevator when you would grab your bag and be all nervous. I told him one day, Danny, I said, hey, you, don't you play for that boy, Danny Eason? He he said, yes, sir. I said, pack your bags. I'm taking you to California. I took him from Rodeo Drive, from Roosevelt Project to Rodeo Drive. He never seen California before. I want my praise.
God's
Praise me.
little helper.
No. Praise me. Praise me. Praise
This
me.
man is nuts.
I'm trying to tell you.
He was getting ready to tell a story about Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken.
I told
Live
you
at Morehouse.
that wasn't right what y'all did to us, David K.
I didn't hear that one. You could repeat that story.
I told Danny that we brought y'all down there to open up because back in those days, choirs really stuck together.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do now, but we used to travel with, rest in peace, Selwyn Rawls, Eternal Light.
Yes.
And we used to travel with James Hall and Worship and Praise.
Yes.
And
what's up, Jazzy?
What up, James? And then when we get to Atlanta, I don't know what made us bring y'all little Negroes down there. But what y'all did on that stage, brother,
man,
that wasn't nice. I had to tap Jeffrey Les on the shoulder and said, hey, this is my recording. Take it easy.
Hey, we were singing. This is no lie. We were singing, and I forgot who it was. I just looked off to the side, like where the curtains was, and I saw somebody going, "Get off the stage."
It was Rudy.
Rudy
was telling y'all it was so bad.
We was in the middle of a song.
It was
in the middle of the song, and they was like this: "Get off the stage, get off the stage." But that guy right there at the bottom of the screen is responsible for that DE sound. Charles Minor was the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Charles Minor, man. Charles Minor played an intricate part in Danny Eason and Bun Life from the beginning.
Songs Brownsville Community Baptist.
Brownsville Community.
From there.
Yes, man. Me and Charles gelled from there. And when it shifted, Dave, Caton, and Jawan, these guys came in and took the sound, that Danny Eason sound, to a whole nother level. And I'm forever grateful for that, man.
And likewise, brother, I want to say to you, publicly, your ministry, what God placed in you, kept a lot of us out of trouble and out of we still got into a little trouble, but just not as bad as it could have been. It was a unique thing. You had a bunch of young kids from the projects, Brownsville, man. Fort Greene,
all over.
Red Hook,
East New York,
Cypress
Hills.
It was, and just that raw energy, and for us to be able to do that and just express ourselves in that way without any restrictions, and it saved a lot of lives, brother.
Thank you,
most
man.
of my friends, from that era, and it sounds so cliche, but dead or in jail.
Yeah.
True.
And to be able
and you was on your way there too, but I prayed.
He saved you.
I prayed.
The blasphemy that's going on.
Oh my gosh.
Second to
Jason Hendrickson. It's only one Jason Hendrickson, everybody, in the whole entire world. This man is crazy, I'm telling y'all.
Go ahead, Pastor Gaten, I'm sorry.
We the reason why we gave it all we had, because my vision was, it was not about us, man. It was never about us. We wasn't trying to get known, it was just about doing something positive. From where we come from, when you go outside to play, you might have to go in the house a little early with some of the things that was taking place.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to just create something where people don't even know, man. We used to get off the road and go shoot hoops before the concert. Yep. You know what I mean? After the concert, we used to go and shoot hoops. So, I mean, it was just something special, man.
An amazing time in life, brother. I'm just glad to be a part of that history. Lord help. You still ain't got no power, but come on here. See, this is exactly
I can't do this, y'all.
Of how this stuff went. always be us and then them, and then they would do a version of it.
Let me tell you.
They would do a version. If you see it happen live, it's
David, that man.
this man's nuts.
You ain't gonna be the only one praying on the occasion.
Yeah.
And even while we on this, man, I gotta say to y'all, man, the three of us, we did that song "Celebrate." Remember that?
Oh, yeah, on the
Christmas joint. And let me tell you something. There's times I'm driving in my car, man, during the Christmas season, and "Celebrate" comes on.
Yeah.
And all I could do is sit back and smile, man.
Yeah.
I remember we did that song together, and it was just, man, it's just that it's a bond that cannot be broken.
Yeah.
So many things tried to interrupt that, but when God placed people together, there's nothing nobody could say or do that separates that.
Dave, I was telling Danny about Thursday nights on Gates Avenue, how we would go to Graham Avenue and get out Tommy, fresh pair of New Balance.
Yeah.
Every week.
Jackets.
Woo.
That's all.
And you know what's funny? We was going to see each other. We was coming to rehearsal to see each other. But everybody came in fly.
And sweat out our clothes.
Sweat out our clothes, man.
Be sweaty. Man. It was
a powerful movement, man. And inspired so many people. So many people don't even have a clue. They're following people that followed you.
Yeah.
Following people that was inspired by the ministry and was like, yo, I didn't even know this could be done. I remember, I think it was one time we was in Connecticut and Kurt Franklin was there.
Yes.
And he was mortified. Like, what is this? There's nothing like a bunch of raw New York energy.
Yeah.
Like, we
not
was
like
asking
it, man.
permission.
No.
We was rolling in there, 2 buses, 100 deep.
Yeah.
And that was it. Because
we had an assignment, man. The assignment was praise God and bring glory to him. Praise God and bring glory to him. And don't be confined by what people say you should look like or how it should be done. We changed the whole narrative of, if I want to come in with a pair of Timberland boots on and shout, that's what I'm going to do. And that's the way he gave it to me, man.
Yo, I want to give shout outs to some of the people in the audience. Franchon Corbett, my brother.
What's up, man?
My producer. Yo, Danny, me and Franchon have we're finishing my new album, and we went back and did something, a little tribute to you.
Oh my
new
God.
Project.
Come on, man.
And it's crazy.
I need to hear that to approve it.
Listen, y'all gotta remember now, David was in charge of all my music.
He think he in charge of all my music too.
David, I would tell David what I needed.
Yeah.
And David will always make sure that I got what I needed plus more. And wherever we went, it always went to another level, man.
Well, you know that directly ties back to me because he's my son in the Lord. So everything that he has done for you, it was a direct connection of my teaching to this young man. Because when I met him, he was a wretch undone.
Oh my gosh.
And God used me to pray him to where he's at now. And I just want to ask a question. When's the last time, David, that you looked up to heaven and said, thank you for J. Hen? When's the last time?
Never worry the second.
And to see Dave considered as one of the greatest producers is amazing to me. Because I don't know if Dave remember this, but in Roosevelt, me and Dave used to be at the house working on music.
And that's what I'm saying, man.
And I don't know how y'all did that. Y'all was in his room?
Yes.
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it.
So you trying to say my room was the room a den of iniquity?
When I walked into David, now some of y'all didn't know David's mother and father. David's father was Jesus the second.
They didn't play no games.
He didn't play no games. His mother was saved. Oh, let me tell you something.
That's it.
I walked in the David Caton room. It was candles everywhere.
That's it.
He had a comforter. He wouldn't buy no curtains. He put comforters up. It was dark and scary. So I don't know how y'all wrote no anointed songs like we used to do out of that room, because it was just spirits.
Hey, some of our best stuff came out of there. I tell you
Please
that.
don't leave me and all that good stuff.
Please don't leave
Y'all
me.
wrote that there?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Let me give some more shout outs. Our little sister Cherub is in the room.
Cherub.
Love you.
Let me
Bishop
tell you
Junior
something. That's one
Sloan.
singing sister.
Oh, yeah.
Cherub, my goodness.
Your brother is here, my pastor, Bishop Darrell Hill.
What's up, man?
Bless you,
Aaliyah
Darrell Hill. We
Flake.
need to do an interview on here too.
No, you want to interview Darrell Hill, Caton?
Yes, sir.
You know, it's amazing, Danny. David, because everybody know David don't do a lot of talking, but lately he's been doing classes. And
Are you serious?
how you feel about this, Caton? Because
You got to die empty, man. It's too much information, too much, wisdom. Some would say
Yeah.
you want to, get it out.
That's amazing, because David, he would just get on the keys and go hard.
Go hard.
Get on the bus and it's over. Dave didn't say too much, man. So I'm wow, I'm excited to hear that. That's awesome.
Tiffany Stevenson is on here.
Tiffany.
Leon
What's up, Tiff?
Brown, Bishop Julius Sloan.
Bishop.
Everybody's coming through. Because I wanted to do this because so often in our community and our culture, we wait until people are no longer here to say thank you.
Yeah.
Say we appreciate you. And I got some more surprises coming, Danny, in just a few minutes for you.
Oh my gosh.
Dave is going to hang out with us for a little bit. But I want to shift because the people want to know, are you going to do any more music?
Man, I'm I got songs and things like that, but I need my choir, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been praying about it and I've been thinking about it a lot. But if it does happen, Dave Caton got to be involved.
Gotta be.
That's the only way. I mean, that's my sound, man. So, and I just, we were supposed to be the seed. If you could see what's happening now with all the different choirs and stuff that's happening, I look back and I say, there's a lot of trees, but you can't really appreciate the tree without acknowledging the seeds.
Yeah.
And we were seeds. And so I believe that what we were supposed to do, well, let me say this, because I got to be honest with y'all. I go through a lot of days wondering what if. I go through a lot of days like that. I mean, I sometimes it gets a little difficult for me because what we did was so special.
Yeah,
that you can't fathom it, man. It was just so special. So, in regards to the music, man, I still believe there's more to be done. Unfinished business, maybe, and I gotta have my guys, man. You guys gotta be involved. I mean, yeah.
That might even be a great album title.
That's what I was thinking.
Business.
Unfinished business, man.
That might be good. But
yes, sir.
we want to open the floor. If any of you guys that's watching have some questions for Danny, because again, this is when the Lord told me to ask you to come on, it was several facets of why. I think that when we are connected in the spirit, it doesn't matter if you speak to somebody every day, every year, because we went a couple of years without, talking, and we would shoot each other, inboxes every now and then. But I think that our culture needs to see restoration. Our culture needs to see covering, not condoning. uplifting, all the positive things that we don't see, especially in this culture now, because this culture is driven by exposure. And, you know, nobody understands grace until you need it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I remember you wrote a song, and Dave, we used to play about it because we always used to do so much. It would be, I know I messed up, messed up.
Every week was a mess up.
Every week was a mess up, man.
My God.
But when you would sing that song, bro, you sung it with such conviction, and everybody knew Abundant Life for the energetic songs. But
Yeah.
that was a dope song, man. That was a dope song.
Let me tell you where that came from. That "Don't Leave Me" came from a place of doing things, but I didn't really want to do them. It came from a place of not knowing that my life was a life where it's different levels. You have to grow and become into what God is calling you to be. You just don't wake up and be that person. And I think that I was trying so hard, although I was making an impact on people, I think that I was trying so hard to make sure uh, that I didn't mess up, that I messed up. You know, sometimes uh, we 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 live our lives for the opinions of people, and I think that's where a lot of us went wrong because we were worrying about what somebody else was going to say. But every single person in this world, every level of your life, you're learning something. The hardships, the hurt, the pain, the disappointments, all that stuff is working together, making you become something beautiful. He took
Absolutely.
something out of nothing and made it beautiful. We just didn't wake up beautiful. He made us because we had to go through certain things to get to the point we're at now. Why I know this? Because my testimony is able to free somebody else. And it might not stop somebody else from doing something, but it will actually tell them that there's hope for you. God has a plan for you. You don't have to stay the way that you were or to stay the way that you was doing things. And you know, I got blamed for a lot of things that I didn't do.
Me too, Danny.
But as a leader, watch this. As a leader, I took the hit.
Yeah.
I took the hit because I had to be the example for other people who was following me, who was rocking with me. There's things that people done and people wanted me to just disengage from them people. That's not love. That's not what God does. And we mess up because we feel, well, I ain't talking to them no more. Oh, they did this, they did that. Now I ain't talking to them no more. No, man, we all fell short of the glory of God. And now I have strength to own up to anything that I've done. I could apologize for it. I could be man enough to say, hey, I'm sorry for that. As a young leader, 19 years old, I'm still growing.
Yeah.
You know, I was still learning and think about it. I'm dealing with 150 to 200 young people traveling with me everywhere. A lot, man. It was a lot of pressure on me. It was a lot of pressure, but you know, I overcame it, and because of God.
And you know, me and Dave, we talk, if not every day, almost every other day. He's definitely one of my accountability partners. And we were
Mm-hmm.
talking today, and he said something powerful because people, again, don't understand grace
Yeah,
until they need it.
yeah,
And if the penalty for me messing up is death by your hand, then when you mess up, it got to be the same.
same
Somebody
thing,
got to kill you.
same
It's like,
thing.
you know, if we're gonna roll people's sleeve up and inject, you know, the death needle in their arm because they did something,
Mm-hmm.
then the same thing. And I'm telling you, once what you were talking about, what scripture was that you used, Dave, about that in the Bible?
I was. Is it shaking up a little bit? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
You
We can hear
good?
you.
Okay, yeah. I was just talking about the story of David.
Yeah,
And
David,
it
David.
all relates. It ties into the song, even with Danny, with the "Please don't leave me, please don't leave me, take me by the hand. I know I mess up, whatever." When the prophet Nathan came to David, just to paraphrase it, he said, "Listen, there was a man that had everything. He owned, this and that, and had everything. Then there was a one man, all he had was a little lamb, and he loved that little lamb. And the man that had the big sheep factory or whatever came and took and slaughtered that lamb. He said, well, David, what do we do? What do we do with this? David get all high and mighty and bring him to me. I'll kill him myself." And the prophet said, "Oh, yeah, thou art the man." Because that's when David took Bathsheba and sent Uriah to die.
Yes,
So
sir.
in the midst of David doing that nonsense, he literally put Uriah on the front line to die,
Yes.
so he could have his wife and cover up their mess. The
Yes.
prophet came to him, gave him the parable. And in the midst of him doing mess, he's saying he's ready to give the death penalty to whoever this man is. And the prophet said, well, good, thou art the man.
Yeah.
So then David falls down and create in me, oh God, a clean heart. Renew a right spirit in me. Whatever you do, take not your spirit from me. And I believe David remembered what happened to Saul. Because remember when Saul was trying to kill David, and it said an evil spirit would come upon Saul. And Saul was losing his mind. And I think in that moment, David said, whatever you do, don't take your spirit from me. Take my kingdom, take this, do whatever you're going to do, but don't take your spirit from me. And then, God honored his heart. So the same thing, please don't leave me. I know I messed up doing the things I shouldn't do. And yes, I said things that I shouldn't say. And all those things in that song. And then even on the vamp, don't leave me, Jesus, no. And all of that. So that was a sincere prayer of your heart. No matter what. If I lose everything, don't take your spirit from me. And then, of course, David got restored, and he lost that first baby because there are consequences to sin. But then Solomon came. Come on here. Solomon came from that union with Bathsheba and David, and so forth and so on. But it's just I'm very careful about passing judgment on people now.
Me too.
Now, again, to Pastor Jay's point, we don't condone stuff. But
Correct.
you got to be very careful, because if death is the penalty for me, I accept it. But guess what? It's the same thing for you.
Yeah.
You mess up. And so I've learned that in life, the table is round and everybody get a turn.
Yes, a turn. Yes, sir.
Everybody's going to get a turn.
One thing that I've learned is that it's easier to shine a light on your stuff as opposed to me seeing myself.
Yeah.
Because if I shine a light on your stuff, I don't have to operate with a guilt trip.
Yeah.
Right? It's easier for me to just talk about y'all and what y'all did, but I never see myself doing it because I don't have to think about my stuff.
Yeah.
This world would be so much better if everybody took a moment to reevaluate themselves, to reevaluate yourself. It's very important to do.
It's so crazy, just piggybacking on what Caden talked about. In the midst of David's fleeing from Saul, we know the scripture where he says, and he leads me beside the still water. The only thing that you see in front of a still water is yourself.
Yes, sir.
So God led David by the still water while he's running from someone that's trying to kill him just for having a yes. All he did was tell God yes. Saul sees that, this kid is my replacement. Now I got to kill him. David has every right to strike back, but he's running. He's running, and he leads me beside the still water, because that's how you operate with grace in your mind and in your heart. You take a reflective look upon yourself, because in front of still water, you don't see nobody but you. I can't see Danny in front of still water. I can't see Dave in front of still water. I can only see me. So God in his infinite wisdom, always causes us to have a reflective moment on our stuff. Yeah, Saul is guilty, but don't
Yep.
forget about what you did. You
Yep.
riot. All this other stuff you did, David.
So
So
good.
keep it low, keep it humble, keep
So
it
good.
moving, and touch not my anointed. Do my
good.
prophet no harm. You got every right to strike back. You got every right to kill him, but you better not touch him. So if we keep that in our heart, like Dave was saying, man, if we keep that stuff at the forefront, we will see the culture changing and see us operating at a much higher level of, forgiveness and restoring. Because I don't care. I told somebody the other day, I said, yo, we look at everything that social media is doing. And I don't know about y'all, but I love taking pictures. I love taking pictures. Yes, thank you. And but people don't understand, Eason, that one picture that you see, it's posted after 50 bad pictures.
Yeah.
You take the picture, let me see. Got to make sure it's the right angle. Nobody posts the process.
Got you.
They just post the finished product.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people got to know. Don't be fooled by everything that you see on social media, because your social media ain't what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't be fooled by that, because nobody really posts their failures. Nobody gets up in the morning and just wake up, breath, sleep in their eye, hair not done, and takes a selfie. Nobody does that. They're going to put their makeup, brush their teeth, brush their hair. They want to present a certain level of perfection, but God never called us to be perfect. He only called us to be available.
That's it. That's it. And and that's what I was talking about in reference to why our choir was so different. Because that love, that forgiveness, that grace, that mercy, we operated in that at such a young age.
Yeah.
We learned that quickly, man, at such a young age. And every single choir member to this day, a lot of them will tell you, I'm grateful for Abundant Life because it saved my life.
Yep.
And you had to know how to fight too to sing on Abundant
You had to
Life.
know.
Because we're not going to see it act like we was the Brady Bunch.
No, I'm telling you,
y'all
guns.
Y'all sent me home many a night saying I quit.
Son, you was out there fighting months. Ronald Romel.
No, remember? Do y'all remember? I'm inside the church. The choir is fighting outside. We supposed to be singing. We was the special guest.
Got it popping.
We got. Do you remember? I went down to the street. I went down to the end of the road. I punched the store window.
Yeah, and cut your hand. I had to go to the hand open.
I still got the marks, man.
Listen to me. Those weekends was crazy.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If we wasn't out of town, it was always something going on in the city.
Yeah.
Because there was so many choirs. Jeffrey Young. What's the choir out of? He directs Lindsay now.
JJ Howell.
JJ Howell
and a JJ Howell ensemble.
You had David Wood and TGE. God rest his soul. Yes.
Timothy Wright was still around. Rest in peace to him.
Bishop Dixon Gilliam, Haitian Mass.
It was crazy.
Woo. Carl Jackson and Oneness.
In prayer. So the thing is, and I was just telling somebody this the other day. On Friday, we probably had 3 places to go.
Yep.
On Saturday, we had to go out of town, and we hit Baltimore, but then on our way back, we hit Philly, and then come back to New York. But then Sunday, we went back to DC. We went to Virginia, or we was on our way to Atlanta somewhere. It was always like that every single weekend.
Every weekend,
man.
There's a couple of things that I got to get off my chest while I got Danny here.
Oh, Lord.
It's Danny's fault that, Danny started a whole lot of trends. And we giving him credit for the good ones. But now let's talk about how you had everybody, even Kaiten, walking around with S curls in his hair.
I had S curls, but I didn't have no live collection suits.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Live collection suits.
That was Danny's fault too.
Oh my
That was
God.
Danny's fault too. He made us
No.
wear them live collection jackets with the
the
belts. Who ever saw a suit jacket with a belt?
Horrible.
God awful. I blame you to your face, Danny Eason. I remember
Hey.
the year at Deliverance, we did that concert. I came in with a lime green suit on and blonde hair.
Listen.
Because of you, Danny.
Listen.
It's your
You were
fault.
sharp. You were sharp.
You were
You were
sharp
sharp.
in the 90s.
And nobody could tell you nothing when you walked in.
Nothing. Let me tell
You
you
had that belt tied.
Woo! And it was tied tight. It was like,
Yo, Danny, I remember getting custom Tims.
Yes,
remember
sir.
that?
This was before the boy name was Didi. He
Didi
lived
in
on
Roosevelt.
Lewis or something, across the street from Roosevelt.
Yes,
you
sir.
would get a pair of beef and broccolis, take it to
Wow.
him, and he made me a pair of light gray beef and broccolis to match my shiny Guess suit.
The jeans
Yes,
suit.
sir.
The
Yes,
jeans
sir.
suit, a Guess
Remember,
jeans
I
suit.
had the dark polo suit, and I got the beef and broccolis, and he made mine's canary yellow and royal blue. And I got locked up. I got arrested in that outfit.
Yes, sir.
And when I walked into Central Booking,
Oh,
the whole house was like, yo, nigga, where you get them Tims from? Pa? I said, they gonna kill me in here. I
yeah.
said, God, I'm going down. And I'm going down in a pair of canary yellow Tims.
Man, hey, and what was crazy was, so you know, the whole choir was always dipped out like that, man. And what was crazy was when we would go to these church services, and they would say, "Now we're gonna call our special guest, Dan Eason and Abundant Life," and the whole church stood up. So it was like 9 people that went to the church. It was like 100 of us.
Oh man,
That was crazy,
good
man.
time.
And they would never put me up first, man. I used to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, man. I sat there and waited and waited and waited, and people just to tell me, "Nah, we're not going up after y'all." So
Nobody's coming up after that, man.
No.
When you hit that, I mean, Melvin wrote an incredible song. We never recorded that.
Your love lifted me.
How'd that go? How'd that go?
Your love lifted me.
You don't remember that?
Your
No.
love. It was your love that brought me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Melvin wrote that.
Woo!
That's Melvin.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Tommy Hammond gave us that same Jesus.
Yes.
Same. Shout out to Tommy.
Jules
Thomas
gave
Hammond.
us Sweeter.
Sweeter.
Jawan gave us a plethora of joints, but
Oh,
yes,
yes.
I want to go up there.
Yes, I want to go up
And
there.
he will take care of you.
Leon Lacey, Wait on the Lord.
Classic.
Now, who
Yeah.
wrote Somebody Pray for Me? Charles Minor, right?
Charles Minor.
And Charles did My Soul Says Yes, Lord.
My soul says yes.
My soul says yes.
Yes, sir.
Bounce all day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you know what? What worked for me was not being selfish.
Exactly.
I knew what I had, and I will always consult God. How am I supposed to work this? What do you want me to do? And he will always tell me, use what I gave you.
Wow.
Use what you got. And that's why it happened, because I can't do it like Dave do it. I can't do it like Dewan. I can't do it like you do it. So all of y'all having a conglomerate of talent like that, my first thing was, yo, everybody add something to the pie, man. Bring it all to the table,
you knew
man.
how to work that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's just like, yo, thank you for allowing me to ultimately practice. I didn't know nothing about the first time we going in the studio, I didn't know what the hell I didn't know nothing. I got my keyboard on the train with a gun in the pouch. I don't know nothing about nothing.
I remember, man. I remember.
Yeah.
We
I
learned
remember.
all of that stuff. And you give Danny a song and he's gonna rock it. Then you had the incredible tenors. Ronald, Romel, Smalley, Ray, all of them.
That was a
man.
show.
They just added a crazy energy to it.
Yeah.
All of the sopranos, the altos, it just all came together. Jeff Last, he was going there busting people, kick drums.
Unreal.
It was crazy.
Somebody playing the floor tom while we changing the skin.
Then was it Fonz was playing Timbales?
Timbales.
months.
Months was
Yo,
playing.
hold up. Big House came through for us a couple of times too.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah, Big
Wow.
House came through. We had so many people, and that's what we were about. Not being intimidated by what each other had, and
Yeah.
that's what made the ministry last for so long, man. That's what made it last for so long because and the impact that you were talking earlier about impact or
Yeah.
impression.
Yeah.
It was all about making an impact, man. We got ministries out of the ministry, out of the ministry, out of the ministry.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going on right now.
Because you know
Todd
David
put it
Caton
in.
preaching. You know that.
He was always a preacher. See, people don't know this, but Dave used to be downstairs. What's the church we was rehearsing at?
Faith
Faith
Assembly. That's
Assembly.
my home church.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know this, but I would walk downstairs and David was having worship sessions before worship and everybody was going.
Yeah.
Dave was down there on his keyboard worshiping by himself. And then I looked to the side. It was a slide of songs like hymns and stuff on the slide on the board. I remember stuff like that, man. And that's why
Dave is the one that introduced a lot of us to what we call praise and worship now, because most of us come from the "What's the matter with Jesus? He's all right." And you know, I'm not going to tell y'all what kind of songs he calls that stuff, but and don't you say it either, David Caton.
I'm not saying nothing.
But he introduced a lot of us to the CCM sound and remixing songs and all that. And I just want to tell both of y'all the chemistry that y'all had was just crazy.
Second to none, man. Second to none,
man.
Second to none.
Danny knew how to take certain things and make it happen. Like, and it didn't matter what it was. I remember writing I Have Decided, like at downtown Brooklyn. Before rehearsal, there was what it was, the Wiz or one of them stores in downtown Brooklyn. They had a keyboard down there.
Yeah.
And iron sharpens iron because Joanne's pen was crazy. Danny was writing this one. Leon Lace was writing. I'm like, yo, I wrote I Have Decided like down at the Wiz and was like, yo, I'm teaching that. And Danny was able to just take that and you know, just push it. You know, we was able to, Craig Wiggins, and salute and rest in peace to him. He will always say, he said, Caton, I remember your church, y'all had them Zamar, Tehila, and all that stuff.
All them flags and all that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
We was like, what the hell is this? You know, Craig. But bro, we was doing that stuff before it was quote unquote popular and this and that. And I appreciate Danny for allowing me to insert some of that culture into the choir, embracing it. Even like with Holy Lord and all of that.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, that was a flip. A lot of people think I wrote that because that's what the credit said.
Yeah.
But that was a flip.
And you never corrected them, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that was the record company's fault.
Yo, remember Vectron?
And I did add the vamp and whatever the case may be.
But
you talking 97, 96 or whatever, when praise and worship, quote unquote, wasn't popular, when people wasn't doing, but we was able to take that and then add beautiful lead vocal to it.
Yeah.
Anisha. And then Danny had the choir so powerful on it. And that became like one of our, you know, premier worship songs.
Signature songs. Yeah, man.
Was young, killing people. Was like, yo, what is this? But we put that gospel sound on it. This is 27 years ago.
Wow.
I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you know, Jawan had a funny style, man.
Yeah.
But he's like brilliant.
Jawan has some type of like a whiz kid type thing.
Yeah.
And he would play these songs for me. And I'm telling you, I would look at Jawan like, are you kidding me? The chord structures and things that he was using. I was like, are you serious? You only like 18. What are you doing? And it was bananas, man.
His time signatures was always crazy.
Worked so beautifully because you had Charles Minor influence, me, Jules, Jawan, Danny, all of and just put it in a gumbo and
we had a squad, man. We had a squad.
Incredible.
And we we loved on each other, man. We sat down and talked with each other.
Yeah.
And we everybody brought what they had to the table, man. It didn't. I was writing songs and stuff, but it didn't matter if I taught the song or not because I wanted everybody else to get a chance to do their thing.
Well, you know, it was a little competitive nature too, because if you got up there and slayed with your song, like I got something too, and we never had no structure. We just go up there and be like, yo, I got something I want to teach tonight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I said,
Yeah,
come on
man.
up here.
And it better be hot.
It
They
better.
gotta be hot,
Gotta.
man. And I wanna, man, Craig Wiggins, man. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man. Whew. This guy, you could give him anything to sing,
Anything.
and he was taking it to another level.
Crazy.
Anything. I could tell Craig, man, sing ABC, man. He would just, I mean, demolish stuff, anything that you gave him. And he was a very intricate part. And nature, all of the choir members were very intricate. And you know what I learned over the years? I had way more lead singers than I thought I had.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can actually sing. I mean, sing, who was hiding in my doggone choir.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
singing.
because it was a different culture then. Like you really had to get up there and kill. And
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah,
were timid.
yeah. They were nervous. Yeah.
You know, so because Craig is a beast. Everybody that got up there that was singing, and in the 90s, you had to. A lot of this stuff that's going on now, I don't know if they could make it.
Yeah.
It was very aggressive and very, you know.
Yeah.
We got some more people in here. Dixon Guillaume.
Dixon, I love you, man.
My brother.
I did a song
Perry.
on Dixon album too. We Give You Glory. I'll never forget that, man.
Yeah. Trayvon Perry's in the building.
My guy. Let me tell you something. Trayvon Perry, I remember he did an interview some time ago and he paid homage to me, man. He showed me a lot of love. So I want to show love to Trayvon Perry. I want to show love to Vincent Bohannon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Little bro Vincent. And let me tell you something, man. He on something else.
Yeah. Vincent is an
running
anomaly.
with the torch.
Yeah.
But Danny, that's what he remind me of. He has that same drive as you.
Yeah.
Vincent got that can't stop, won't stop.
He don't
care.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it. And that's one of the things I love about him. He has a drive and a determination that's second to the only other person I seen have that was you. Well, man, you know, Jason is the king, can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
He's the archbishop of can't stop. That's why I wouldn't even mention him.
Even Vincent Bohannon, his first anniversary, the very first year, he flew me in from Atlanta, him and his mom, and they took oh my gosh, they took care of me when I got to New York, and they showed me so much love, and I did great things with them on their anniversary.
That's at Symphony Stakes.
Yes, sir.
Symphony
and
Stakes.
So Vincent has what I see in Vincent, he has no problem paying homage. Yeah. He has no problem showing love to people who did it before him. Yeah. And he will acknowledge that. Yeah. And I salute Vincent Bohannon for that. I salute Trayvon Perry, man. I mean, I watched his interview and I was floored. I mean, I didn't even know. Yeah. You know, sometimes when you're the person, you really don't know the impact that you had, you know, unless somebody tell you.
And a lot of people don't know Trayvon is like a silent killer.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing some major things. I saw some stuff the other day, Trayvon. I see what you're doing, bro. And I'm
super talented brother.
Super proud of you, kid. Super proud
of you, man. I love you, man.
Yeah, man. But yo, man, this has been amazing. Again, Danny, I didn't want to do this without Dave because he's the reason why I came to be a part of your journey.
I
remember the recording we did at Deliverance.
Whew.
When I don't know somebody bust that man tires. I don't know what happened. It was just a whole lot of stuff. That man said, I got 12 years of karate wrapped up in my body. That man he had the people money, Danny, and somebody, I don't know who, but that was historic. I got to share that platform with my bro Lonnie Swindle. And,
man.
and I remember going into the studio with Dave to do overdubs. Yo, bro, we really had no idea what we was doing back then. We was just trying to make records, and
Man,
to look at what God has us doing now,
yeah.
for Dave to be, in my opinion, and I could be biased because this is my dude, everybody know it, but to me, Dave is the producer in New York.
Oh, man,
Listen,
salute, brother.
Yeah,
listen. When John P. Key say something, you listen.
listen.
That's big.
I ain't even got to say more to that.
Yeah,
When
man.
John P. Key say something, you listen.
You know, and
those words came out of his mouth.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all I could do is sit back and smile, man.
And you know, I joke, and me and Dave always joking on each other, but I want to give him his flowers while he's here today, because
Yes,
Dave
sir.
is he's the guy that I shoot most of my ideas to creatively. He is like a counselor, you know, about just we there for each other like that, man. And what I love about it is it don't matter if it's me, if it's whack. He's like, yo, Jay, you can't do that. You gotta add this. You know, it's a couple of cats that I lean on like that. I lean on him, Stanley Brown. We got one more surprise.
What?
I can't end it without this guy.
Who is this? Who's coming in here?
Lord.
Who is this? Oh my God.
Who's that? The ambassador?
The ambassador has joined us. Yo, the ambassador is here.
This injection is gonna kill me.
Why y'all doing this to me today?
I'm so sorry, brethren, for being late.
Yeah,
to the meeting.
That's a symbol of God.
You know, you can't have the conclave without me being here. You can't have the conclave without me being here. Bless the name of our God.
Clay Johnson.
Sir, how are you?
I love you, man. You know it. You know
how are you?
I'm great, man.
I love you more.
God is faithful. God is faithful.
I am because of you. I am because of you. I tell this story all the time, sir. 1998, you took me with the choir to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to the Gospels Workshop of America. And that was the moment. That was the opportunity that you made happen for me. And I live by the motto that what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And you did that for me. You opened that door, and it's been amazing. David Caton has been hating because...
Tell it, Clay.
Let me tell that story.
No, tell it.
I'm going to tell that story. I'm glad you brought that up. This
tell it, Caton.
Eason, let me tell you this. Danny Eason in the house. Oh, my God, Danny.
Major.
Bishop Jameson had Clay and I over the National Praise and Worship.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
GMWA.
Okay.
I gave Clay all these ideas. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Pop, 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 boom, boom, boom. We did the first year. We did the Show Yourself Mighty album. That came out. It was incredible. We had the praise team going. I gave him all my ideas, Danny.
Okay.
The next year, I had a badge and everything. I had a badge and everything with my name on it.
Not a badge, Caton.
So it had my name on it.
He did.
I didn't get no badge. I didn't get no plane ticket. No.
Are you serious?
No hotel room. I was out. And Clay was the national. He was the upper echelon presider of the praise and worship of the GMWA.
David Caton.
I believe you, Caton. I believe you.
Wait a minute.
And he's been doing it ever since. This is some 10 years or something now. Clay Johnson.
He kicked you out?
So I don't know what happened. I didn't have no more badge. I didn't have the security told me, sir, you can't come in.
Oh God, that was crazy.
They stopped me at the door.
Man,
they
did you like the Knicks did Patrick Ewing when he went to the building. The security stopped him and told him he can't get in.
I said I'm one of the leaders of the praise and worship of GMWA. I showed them my badge. They said, sir, that badge don't work this year. It's expired. And that's what Clay Johnson did for me. But continue, Clay.
Go ahead, Clay. And he gonna tell the truth because he don't got no Dunkin' Donuts with him.
That's
No
it.
coffee.
Yeah,
Right.
where you dunking at?
But I forgive
It's
him.
a
Remember we talked
McDonald's.
earlier
We talked about
about
forgiveness.
forgiveness.
This is
So
nice. This is nice.
yes,
History is made. Clay Johnson
yes.
is being restored by Pastor David Caton live on air.
Live and direct. I
Thank-
forgive you, brother.
Thank
It
you,
hurt
Jesus.
me, and you're doing an excellent job.
Oh God. Thank you, sir.
But let me get both of y'all together.
I-
Because y'all was over the praise and worship. My phone didn't ring for that either, Danny. But go ahead.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. Hey, and you know what? Clay Johnson, people don't know. Clay Johnson was one of the prayer warriors, man, on my bus,
yes,
traveling
sir.
up and down everywhere we
Yes,
went.
sir.
Clay would stand
Yes,
up
sir.
in the middle of the bus and pray heaven down, man. Before we got up to sing, Clay would pray, man. I remember one time he was praying, he said, "Oh, double-breasted one." Listen, 30 years later, I'm still messed up by that. He was like, "Oh," he did
Yeah.
like this. He said, "Oh, double-breasted one."
And let me tell you something.
The choir members,
He's still using that stuff.
Hey,
the
get it
choir
done,
members
man. Get it
used to
done.
beg me not to pray long when we got on the bus. The choir
I
members
used
used to
to.
beg me. We used to meet in front of LIU. They used to
That's
beg me,
right.
could you not pray
And by
long
the
when we
time
got on the
Clay
bus?
finished, they said, you see the sign say, "Welcome to Philadelphia." we was traveling all the way to Atlanta. We got halfway there. They said, "Welcome to Philly." We see the sign, and Clay is still in the middle of the bus going in. I love it,
Yo,
man.
this
Love
is
y'all.
crazy.
I love it.
Clay,
I
is
love y'all
there
so much.
anything else you want to say to Danny, man? Because we've been paying tribute to
I
him all
just,
afternoon.
Thank y'all so
I
much,
just,
man.
I just, I just, no, seriously, I just want to thank him, and I thank God for all of you guys that I'm able to sit and laugh with you guys like this. I'm working now. Most of you don't know, so it's not full time ministry or music or whatever you want to call that stuff. I'm working a 9 to 5 job for in the Department of Homeless Services, and
Wow.
so the job is very very strenuous. A lot happens in the blink of an eye because you're dealing with a large population, especially with black males. You'll be surprised of the black males who are homeless that you don't know are homeless. People are not
Mm,
homeless because they look it. You know, people have had
Wow.
certain
mm.
situations that are happening in life that cause them without housing. So I'm working with that now. And one of the things that has caused me to value even more is family and good friends.
Yeah. Mm,
Have good family and good friends, it's probably your fault because you attract what you are. And I'm
mm.
able to have good friends like you guys who have known me for years, and I've known you guys for years, and may not have seen eye to eye at times. But the good thing about all of us is that we believe in a God who is a God of love and a
That's
God
it.
who is forgiving. And although we don't see eye
That's it.
to eye at times and we have differences at times, the Father knows when to bring us back together. And we
Mm.
used to sing a song in the Assemblies of God called "In His Time." He makes all things beautiful
Yes,
in
sir.
His times. Lord, please show me every day as you teach me
Yeah.
Mhm,
your way that you do just what you say in your time. And so
mm.
I love you, Danny, and I appreciate you,
I love you
and
too,
love
man.
David, and I love Jason, and
Love you too,
thank you
bro.
all for being who you are.
Love you, man.
This
Peyton,
has been amazing, man. Um, you guys, and I mean, just to look at again the impact that all you guys have made, not just in our city, but all over the world, man. It's just
Mm,
an honor to be connected with you guys. And my prayer is that God gives us the strength to keep doing what we love, to
mm.
keep doing ministry, keep blessing people, and just to make impacts. Because
Yeah.
again,
yep,
I think at this age, we're kind of over the season of dressing to impress people. We don't care
Mm.
about all that stuff now.
No.
We got stuff like family, you know, credit, ownership,
Yes,
different
sir.
things like that. And the most important thing is legacy. Because at this age, I think all of our destiny is kind of locked. We kind of know what we should be doing and why we're doing it. But now we do what we do for legacy, because we want the generation coming behind us to be greater than us. So, you know, this was just really dope, man. Everybody screaming DEAL reunion 2022. They screaming it. They screaming it. That would be phenomenal. But if it ain't gonna be done right, it shouldn't be done.
Yeah, it got to be God.
Yeah,
That would
It
be
gotta be God.
phenomenal.
Some people will scream that, and then when you do it, they be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm busy."
And I'm just not one just to throw things together just to appease people. So when God gives me the release to do that, man, it's gonna be second to none. Trust me on that one.
because we don't want our reunion to be like the Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
Well, it ain't a it ain't an abundant life reunion if it ain't a fight. We gotta go all the way from.
But we got. But
all the way
who
to abundant
gonna
life.
No,
Who gonna
listen,
fight? Because we all got
listen,
we got bad knees
no,
now.
listen.
So,
We going on a retreat first. We gonna get this thing together before we hit the
I
church.
don't know about that, Eason.
Well,
Because let me tell you something.
retreats
People are
got a
grown.
funny way of shifting. These are grown folk now. They got different appetites and all that.
Let me tell you something.
We need to get in the concert and everybody go to your own house.
Exactly.
sing these 14 songs and go.
And get out of here. Okay.
I wanna give a huge shout out to Abundant Life. Every last person, every last singer, every last musician. I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, there's no me without you guys. So Abundant Life, I thank y'all so much for loving me. My choir took care of me. They showed me love. They looked out for me. My band looked out for me, showed me love. Y'all always made sure I was okay. And I thank y'all for that. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. I will never forget, ever, ever, ever forget. And until the day I leave this world, I will always tell you guys how much I love you. Thank y'all so much, man.
That's what it is. David Caton, any parting words, any pearls of wisdom that you want to share with the people before we log off?
Well, I think we said it all. Again, to my brother Danny, I love you, man. And,
love you, Dave.
You know, one person I definitely wanted to salute when you think about abundant life, I had to salute Mark Cooper.
Yeah, how can we forget Mark Cooper?
So kind, such an integral part.
Yeah.
Just family again.
Yeah.
You know, it's the human experience, ups and downs and ins and outs and so forth and so on. But
yeah,
I choose to remember and hold on to the beautiful moments that we shared. And so you know, she it just came to mind when you was just, you know, saluting the choir members and so forth and so on. Can't forget, you know, we put her on the song Ida Cooper, Super Duper.
Super Duper.
And
yeah.
her name is Ida, I-D-A, and my mom's name was Ina, I-N-A.
Wow.
So I always, you know, remember that, and they was just, you know, incredible women. And just want to say, man, you know, Danny, love you, man, and you know, I again salute you and appreciate you allowing God to use you at such a young age.
Thank you.
Be a blessing to our city and our town. And if nobody else tell you, man, you kept me out of trouble. And I know
I love you, man.
other people, and there's people that have been inspired by me, perhaps, and whatever. But all of that stems from, you know, coming. You know, that's a huge part of who I am, and I will always salute you and respect you for that, my brother. And
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, love you.
I love you, man.
Yes, sir.
Clay Johnson, any parting words?
Well, here's to the Lord sitting on the stop. So this is, again, I ditto everything my brother Jason and Dave Caton said. Again, I just want to say thank you, Dan Eason, for the door of opportunity, and I'll never forget you for that. And
love you, man.
Saved not only David, but you saved a lot. You saved, like David, you saved him, but you not only saved him, you saved a generation of young people. And that goes to the works. That goes to the labor of love. And God, I heard a message each time that Jesus remembers when others forget. And although you may feel at times that you're forgotten, The Father always remembers, and He will never forget your labor of love, brother. The Father will never forget the lives of young people that you touched and you
Thank you.
saved from you saved from drugs and you saved stuff that you down, you saved them. And that's your works, brother. And
Thank you.
when will not be burned up, there's gold there is in your crown. And God has prepared for you on that day when you see the Father face to face, and He'll be able to say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Because when it's all said and done, Danny, none of this stuff matters. Only what you do for Christ.
Hmm.
Only what you do and you save souls. You did it through music. You did it through singing. Used you to save a generation. Now, if we took you out of the picture and we rewound the tape back 20 years, 10 years, what would those same young people be doing today if we took
Wow.
you out of the picture? If there was never a Danny Easton, what would this world be like? What would our church community be like? If God didn't raise you up out of all the stuff you went through it to save a generation. You never understood the stuff. You never understood the bad stuff, the good stuff, the ups, downs, not the good days, but it was all because God trusts you with trouble so that you can save somebody else.
Ooh,
Just
can
want to
he
encourage
trust
you.
you with trouble?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We,
I love you, man. Thank you.
that
Thank
was
you.
so good, Clay. We
Hey,
just praying for Clay because Clay got that Metro PCS
Yeah,
line over there. I'm
we was
praying
able
that,
to get the bits and pieces, but
yeah, we put it together because we interpret.
that was so good. What?
It was good, but you got to get rid of that Metro
Bits and pieces
PCS
of what?
service. The stuff you said was good. It was good. It was good. But yo, Danny, man, we can get ready to
Yo,
sign off, man. Again,
I
thank
love
you,
you,
Because I'm
the
not at
brother.
Lord.
my desktop because you kept ringing my phone.
Yeah, because you was late as always. After 30 years, you still show them the up to engagements late. I
Hey,
needed you on time.
Jason, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man. I want to tell you, man. I watched how you served alongside of my brother, man. You know, when you was on the praise team and all, and one of the associate pastors there, and everything that you were doing, man. And I always honored that, man, and I admired that about you because you were committed,
Yeah.
you were dedicated, and you were faithful. And all the things that's happening for you now, man. I'm looking. I can't even name everything that you're doing. I know Pastor Craig Williams said that you're the hardest working man in Christendom, and and I second that. I
Yeah.
agree, and we salute you today, man, for
yes,
you
sir.
taking time to honor me. I honor you. If I never, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, y'all, if I never get another tribute, if nobody ever gives me another tribute, today solidified a lot of stuff for me, and I'm grateful for that. I'm
Listen,
grateful.
man, like I told you when we first got on D, it was something that I felt led to do. I called Kate and I was like, yo, this is what we want to do. He was like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And everybody was excited. We put the word out, put the fly out, got a lot of
Awesome, man.
exciting messages. So, man,
Awesome.
we want to just seal this, letting you know, Danny, that we love you. And thank you again for everything that you've done for all of us. And we pray, man, that you just keep going, bro. Keep
I'm
going.
going
Don't stop. And
nonstop.
yeah, man. And we pray that the blessings of the Lord overtake you and your family and that
Thank
you
you, man.
continue to walk in increase and overflow. And if there's ever anything that any of us can do for you, B, just call us. And it's nothing but love, man.
I appreciate that, man. And we'll get together soon, man.
Oh, yeah.
Salute, brothers.
Yes,
Salute,
We'll get
sir.
man.
together
Yeah,
soon.
I love y'all guys, man. Thank y'all for popping in.
Yes,
Abundant
sir.
life.
Love y'all.
Love you.
All right.
Man, that was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Danny Eason, legend in my eyes, legend in the kingdom. And thank y'all for tuning in to Kingdom Conversations. And I pray that you will allow us to keep bringing you quality guests, keep bringing you quality shows like this, where we in the culture, again, we have to normalize celebrating one another in the midst of this culture of exposure. I think that if we're going to expose one another, let's expose the good parts. Because all of us got dirt, all of us got things that we don't want nobody to see. Let's kill that type of culture and let's get back to the point where we are lifting each other, pushing each other, and celebrating each other, because it used to be tomorrow is not promised to you, but now it's tonight ain't promised. So life is too short for us to hold grudges. Life is too short for us not to celebrate one another. Danny's mom is here. She's a mother to all of us, Mother Hill. That's my dancing partner. I love you so much, Mom. I love you so much. And I can't wait till we get back in service, because I'm sitting on the pulpit. Mother Hill's on the front row. But when we lock eyes and she jump up, let me tell you something, all pandemonium breaks out. Mother Hill sets it off. She is the epitome of a praise dancer. Amen. So we love you so much. And again, Danny, man, we love you, man. And to all my Abundant Life family, again, I had a real short run with y'all, but y'all know it was all love while I was there and a part of the ministry. And thank y'all for embracing me. Big shout out to my brothers, Jeff Les, Jawan, Lonnie Swindle, Jules, and David Caton. That was the band. Franz Grant, Bishop Franz Grant, and just made me feel a part, man. So I love y'all. And Danny Eason, one of the GOATs of all time. We love you and we celebrate you, bro. Again, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Kingdom Conversations. I'll see y'all next week.